lovely stitchy friends. Welcome back to my channel, Catkin and Lily, where we chat about all things cross stitch. I'm Cat and I'm delighted you've come to spend some time with me as I share what I've got lined up for the month of July. Because yes, the end of June is very fast approaching, so it's time to think about what I've got planned for the month ahead. And of course, as ever, I'm going to link this with my themed month that we're having over in Patreon. So I like to pick a theme for the month so we can all stitch to that if we fancy. So if you would like to come and join in with that, then it'd be wonderful to see you over in the Patreon membership. It's always so much fun to see how people interpret the theme, see what everyone else is working on, usually get a little bit enabled. Yeah, that usually happens. But of course, what's the theme for the month? It's Jolly July. It kind of had to be. I know a lot of people love stitching Christmas in July. I'm no different. It's a really good time to kind of get ahead for Christmas, to get some bits and pieces ready for display for this year. If you get them done in July, then you'll absolutely have them ready for Christmas. I know a lot of us will be stitching Christmas, obviously, as we get closer to the time as well, but a little bit of Christmas in July is always fun. Now, of course, it could also be anything jolly, I will say. Again, I always say interpret the themes how you feel like. If you have something that you consider jolly, maybe a really fun project, really bright colours, whatever you consider, then hey, that could work too. And as always, I don't stitch exclusively to the theme. It's not going to be Christmas all the way for July. I've got too many other lovely things that I'd like to touch as well. I mean, I can't touch all of them. I mean, we'll come back to that later, but I will be bringing a few other whips. That's works in progress and possibly new starts. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute as well. But yes, I'll be bringing in some non-Christmas things as well. So if you're not here for Christmas stuff, don't worry, there's going to be plenty of other things to see as well. But I always start off with looking at what whips I have that do fit the theme. So anything that I've got in progress that fits that Jolly July, certainly for me, I'm going to interpret that just as Christmas stuff, what I've got going on. So I actually didn't have as much as I thought. I've only got a few Christmas whips. And I do maybe have a Jingle Ball issue, as we will see. So, okay, let's get into it. Well, the first one I have, very excitingly, is DJ Santa. I'll pop the info panels up quickly for you. I'm not going to do progress of where it was before, but I will put the info panel so you've got details for these ones of fabric and threads and what have you. So, DJ Santa, well, it's called Merry Christmas by Durene Jones, so hence DJ Santa. And when did I start this now? I have no idea. I started it, I haven't got it on my notes, but I started it at the beginning of December last year. Stitched it all through December, and this is as far as I got to. I haven't actually got my board with me today. Well, I have, but it's down there. I'm not sure I can be bothered to get it out. I think it's fine anyway. You might just have a little bit see-through. Maybe it is. Maybe I should do the board. I mean, it's a bit lazy if I can't actually just grab it out from there, isn't it? Right. Let's do it like a professional floss tuber. There we go. So that's as far as I got to, which was pretty good progress. And yeah, but lots and lots to go, particularly lots of the border. Obviously lots more Santa. We've got a reindeer, most of a snowman, but yeah. So that one's going to be coming out to play, definitely getting some work on that one. Then we have got the Winter Woodland Star Pillow by Hello from Liz Mathews. This was a Jingle Ball 2024. I had plans to finish it last Christmas or last December. Didn't happen. So I think it really does need to happen this year. Now there's some dangly threads on here, and this is where I got to. And I'll see if I put it here, you'll see I've changed the colours from what was on the original. I will have to even work out, I don't even know if I wrote down what colours these are. So I will have to find them. I'm pretty sure those pinks are in the 600 range because that's kind of my favourites. So yeah, I mean, it's not loads to go apart from the making up. That's a whole other thing, isn't it? But anyway, so I think that really, really needs to get finished. Then we have the Christmas Snow Globe from Hello from Liz Mathews from Jingle Ball 2025. Now, this is going to be very silly. I don't really need my board to put this one on because, and I'll put it here, but yeah, this is as far as I got. I got one little motif done, and if you can just about see, I just about started on something. I don't know what that is. I think it might be a snowman. But yeah, so we did not get very far on that. I would love to make up at least one snow globe this year. So that would be good. More pinks and greens again. Can you see? I don't even know if those are the same greens actually on there, on the star pillow and on that little 25. They might be. Knowing me, they might be. Okay, so what else? Oh, and then just the other one I have on my sort of current whip list is the Hands-on Design Ornament Club. So I haven't really brought that one with me at the moment to show you because there've been, so we've had the first 5 ornaments. This is a membership over in Patreon. You can sign up and you can get a monthly ornament. If you sign up to the higher tier, you not only get the pattern, but you get all the finishing instructions. So that's what I've been doing because it's been absolutely wonderful. I have so far stitched 3. So the first collection was 5 designs in the Merry Moments collection, of which I've stitched the first 3, and I've only FFO'd, so fully finished object, the very first one. So I've still got ornaments 4 and 5 to stitch. So I will be getting onto those. So I'll pop up for you. Here's number 4. I can't remember which one it is, but I'll put a picture up anyway for you, just so you've got something to see. So that is number 4 that I've got stitched. Then there's number 5. Actually, I think 4 is Hark How the Bells, if I remember rightly. And then there's a vintage rocking horse, I think, for the 5th one. So I've got those 2. So they're not quite works in progress, but the whole series is in progress. And then maybe finishing up as well. And then we've got the new series that will be starting in July, which is the Quilted Gingers. So I did pop a picture up of the sneak peek. If I've got, there might have been another release now. If there's a better picture that's not just a sneak peek, I'll put that in for you as well. So we've got those, that will be coming out in July. So I'd like to work my way through as many of those as I can. So potentially all 3, but yeah, that might be asking a bit. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've got on at the moment. New starts. Well, I'd like to have something themed new starts. Maybe not too much. I mean, obviously, well, I'll have new starts for the Ornament Club. So maybe that's covered. But no. We're going to do something else as well because I've got lots sitting in my stash. I've bought a little selection here to show you things I'm considering doing. Whether we'll do any of them, I don't know. I'd like to at least do one. So what have I got? I've got, well, again, Jingle Ball. You see, I've got Stand Up for Santa, which was the Jingle Ball last year, I think it was, from Hands-on Design. And I hadn't even started it. He's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I didn't know if I wanted to do him as the stand-up or if I was going to find that complicated. Now I'm getting in maybe a tiny bit happy about finishing. I might well do that as the stand-up. So that would be good to do. I've also got the absolute classic. I've got Heart in Hand Christmas Tiny Town. So beautiful. That one I'm very, very drawn to because I'd really love to do that. That would be fantastic. I've got this one, Season to Sparkle by Shannon Christine Designs. And I don't think that would take that long. It's a sort of biggish design, but I don't think it would be too long. It's mostly DMCs and mostly block stitching. And again, I've had it in my stash for ages. Really love it. I think it's got a few beads on there as well. A bit of metallic thread. That would be absolutely lovely. I've got a Little Mill Hill kit, this Celestial Sleigh that I picked up. I picked this up off a de-stash table at a retreat for a couple of quid, and that's beautiful. I wasn't sure if that was entirely Christmas sleigh. Yeah, it is Christmas. It's fine. We'll go with it. And I've also had this for ages. I've had several of these. The Just Nan Little Mice. And again, I've been a bit wary of this because you may have to stitch it all up and you've got this. But again, I'm feeling like I could push myself a bit more with finishing up things, actually sewing things. So that would be amazing to do. So there's that one. Now I do also, I will say, I have been trying to do my 12 in 12. So 12 designers that are new to me. So one for each month. So each month I pick something to stitch by a designer that I haven't stitched from before. And that would work. That would work. So definitely considering that. Now, the other alternative to that is I do have a little freebie from Robin Pickens that I think was from the Jingle Ball. I'll pop a picture in. Little Noel design. And I've never stitched any Robin Pickens before. They do have quite a few that I like. So I will definitely be stitching something from them at some point. But yeah, that one, if I fancied quite a quick stitch, that would be lovely. So that's Christmas planned new starts. Well, not planned new starts. I don't even know if I'll start any of those. Let me know which of those you would fancy seeing. Can't guarantee I'll do it, but I'd love to know if there's a kind of a vote for something. Maybe I'll go with that. Also possibly potential non-Christmas new starts, because I've got a couple of things that I was really wanting to work on. So I'd love to do another needle lot design. I've got the Banner of Benevolence from Silver Creek Samplers that I really wanted to work on. So I don't know. There could definitely be some other new starts kicking around in there as well. So that kind of brings me into any other stitching that I might do that isn't in that theme. There's so many other whips that I have that I really want to keep working on, but I can't keep bringing them all in. And yeah, I just keep putting too many on my list. I'm probably going to do the same again this month. I am getting a little bit sad that there are ones I haven't really touched for months on end. But I guess if I do want to have the new starts, that's kind of going to happen, isn't it? So one decision I've made is that I'm only going to have one full coverage that I'm working on at a time. I've got 2 full coverages at the moment, so I'm going to rotate those every couple of weeks rather than trying to do both of them. Well, I'll either rotate every couple, so it'll get 2 weeks each and then rotate, or I might do monthly, to be decided, but one full coverage at a time. Absolutely want to keep on with the Museum After Midnight, the stitch along from Lola Crow. Obviously really, really wanting to keep up as best I can with that one. Stitch Together is the little stitch along that we're doing in my Patreon membership. That will finish fairly soon into July, so hopefully, so we'll obviously keep on with that one and hopefully finish that one. Eye of Newt, I started last month and I really want to keep going on that one. And Poor Little Acorns is just, that's not the name, it's not called Poor Little Acorns, it's called Little Acorns. My one is, I keep calling it Poor Little Acorns because it keeps getting shoved to one side for everything else. And I really think I do need to make some time for it in July. Although there are other ones I could put in that category. So I'll pop up my planner sheet. Let's slide that in on there. So you'll see I've already loaded that one up with the projects that I want to work on. So I've got the Christmassy ones in pink and then the other ones are in blue. I've got mine here. I've got one that I've covered up because, spoiler, that's one that I started, but I haven't shared in a floss tube yet. So I'm going to keep that one secret for now. And there might even be another one before we actually get to July. So yeah, like I say, it's kind of, the whip count is going up, not down at the moment. Anyway, so with all those active whips, I haven't put any plan new starts on that list yet because I don't really know which ones I'm actually going to want. As I say, I was going to try to not have as many on that list, but apparently I can't do that. I still just want to put all the things on. I feel like, actually, I think, how many have I got on there? I have 11, probably 12, if you include the spoiler one. 12 on there to work on. It's quite a lot, and I sort of feel like I might want to do some others as well. But anyway, we'll come back to that later. That's how it's standing for now. Whip Go I haven't put on yet because the calls aren't out yet. They might be out later today, actually, as I'm filming. But anyway, they're not out at the moment, so I guess I'll cover that in my regular floss tube when I get those. So now we're getting to actually filling out that planner. So there's no football stitching at the moment. There's football, but I'm either not watching that much of it or not enough to designate any project for it specifically. So I'm not going to allocate a project for football stitching for July. The morning stitch I will have, and that's going to be DJ Santa, because that's what I did in December last year. I stitched on DJ Santa every morning and it worked really, really well. It's a lovely project to pick up and do a little bit in the morning. So that's going in the morning slot. I've got a couple of weekends with family visits. So obviously I'm busy, but I can still stitch with that. So that's, busy, but can still stitch. And I've got a retreat at the end of the month. So that's very exciting. So obviously lots of stitching hopefully happening there, but I don't know what I'll want to stitch. So I have left maybe a bit more open. I have put some things on that retreat weekend, but generally I will sort of decide at the time what I fancy working on. Christmas and Halloween, I will put that one in. Well, I think actually, I said I'd do the 25th for Christmas, Yeah, 25th for Christmas and 31st for Halloween. So I have put those ones on there. Then I've added some themed dates. So the way I've done this to cover my Jolly July stuff this year, this month, is Merry Monday and Festive Friday. I thought, let's have some nice alliteration. You know how much I love it. So we're going to have 2 days for the Jolly July stitching. Anything in that. So I haven't put specific projects. It can be anything Christmassy on those 2 days of the week. Probably not Friday the 24th. That won't be a festive Friday because the 25th is going to be Christmas anyway. So probably won't do that one. Wednesday is going to be my full coverage day because that's generally how it's been. I'm going to leave that in there. But again, I'm just specifying full coverage, not which one, just to leave that a little bit open so I can decide which one I'm doing. Sunday is going to be Sal Sunday. So that will be the museum after midnight. I guess if I joined any other Sals, which I would probably not be ideal because I don't really have time for them, but you never know. So Sal Sunday and the Patreon Sal until I finish that one. That one could be on there as well, but mostly it'll be museum after midnight. So that I know that's got a good chunk. And new parts come out on Saturdays. Well, no, they come out on Fridays, but I tend not to. It's late in the evening, so I'm tending not to stitch it by then. So Sunday is a good day to have that one on the calendar. So that leaves me Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday open for me to slot the other whips into those days. So those are all the other ones from there that aren't covered. In fact, a lot of that there's really only Eye of Newt and Little Acorns and the one that I've got covered up, the spoiler one. So I guess actually that's not that much to go in those 3 days. So I suspect some others might get pulled in on those days, or I might stitch more Christmas stuff. Or we've got potential new starts to go in there as well that I have hinted at. So I think those days will get filled up pretty quickly. And don't forget, plans are just guidelines, especially if you're doing it a month in advance. These things can change. I make plans as guidelines, gives me a jumping off point. I change it up as I go, just as to whatever works for me. That wraps up my stitchy plan for July. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've got lined up. The usual chaos, I think, in terms of wanting to work on all the things and yet not finishing anything and starting all the things. So as usual, we will see how well that goes. I hope it gave you some inspiration, or maybe just gave you some time to get some of your own stitching done while you've been listening to me chat. Do let me know if you are going to be stitching anything for Jolly July, or if you have anything else exciting lined up. And if you want to see how I get on with everything I've got planned, then do be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single stitch. I look forward to seeing you again soon, so until then, take care, happy stitching, and bye for now.